Imagine a future where a president can be dragged off in handcuffs just for doing his job, while political enemies walk free. That's the dangerous game Congress is playing right now, and it's time we talk about it.
It is all the more important that we have an attorney general who has the independence, the strength, the intestinal fortitude to say no to the president when it is necessary. So my first set of questions has to do whether you have the independence to say no when you must say no. And you can say this is hypothetical, but it is not hypothetical. So let me start with one very specific non-hypothetical. The president has said Jack Smith should go to jail. Will you investigate Jack Smith?
Senator, I haven't seen the file. I haven't seen the investigation. I haven't looked at anything. It would be irresponsible of me to make a commitment regarding anything without, you're a long practicing attorney, without looking at a file.
So you would need a factual predicate to open an investigation of Jack Smith, is that right?
Not a summary by you sitting here. Yes, sir.
And not a summary by the president either, right?
Absolutely.
So a summary by the president or his desire to investigate Jack Smith would not be enough for you to open an investigation of Jack Smith, is that right?
I will look at the facts and evidence in any case.
And sitting here today,
Senator, 72% of Americans have lost faith in the Department of Justice.
Sitting here today, are you aware of any factual predicate to investigate Jack Smith? Sitting here today, yes or no?
Senator, I will look at the facts and the circumstances.
You can't answer that question?
Brought to me.
You're not a part of the department yet. There's no worry about divulging law enforcement sensitive information. So just tell us, are you aware of a factual predicate to investigate Jack Smith? Yes or no?
Senator, what I'm hearing on the news is horrible.
Aware of a...
Do I know if he committed a crime? I have not looked at it.
You seem reluctant to answer a simple question. Let me ask you a different simple question. The president also wants to jail Liz Cheney. Sitting here today, are you aware of any factual basis to investigate Liz Cheney? Yes or no?
Senator, that's a hypothetical, and I'm not going to answer that question.
No, it's not hypothetical. I'm asking you, sitting here today, whether you are aware of a factual predicate to investigate Liz Cheney.
Senator, no one has asked me to investigate Liz Cheney. That is a hypothetical.
The president has called for it publicly. You are aware of that, aren't you?
No one has asked me to investigate.
But the president has
We're also worried about Liz Cheney, Senator.
The president has
You know what we should be worried about?
Ms. Bondi, please answer my questions.
The crime rate in California right now is through the roof.
Ms. Bondi,
your robberies are 87% higher than the national average.
My question is this.
That's what I want to be focused on, Senator.
Do you have the power to say no to the president? And what you're suggesting today by your non-answer is you don't have the independence to say no to the president. So let me ask you a different question. It also requires you, if you're going to be a good attorney general, to be able to tell hard truths to the president. So my questions now are, can you tell hard truths to the president? So let me start with an easy truth that you could speak to the president. Can you tell us, can you tell him that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election? Can you say that? Do you have the independence to say that? Do you have the gravitas, the stature, the intestinal fortitude to say, Donald Trump, you lost the 2020 election? Can you tell us that here today?
Senator, what I can tell you is I will never play politics. You're trying to engage me in a gotcha. I won't do it. I won't play politics with any ongoing investigation,
so let me ask you another,
like you did leaking your colleague Devin Nunes's memo.
If you can't answer the question, let me ask you a different, what should be a simple truth, not a hard one. Was there massive fraud affecting the result of the 2020 election, yes or no?
Senator, I'm glad you asked that question, if you'll let me answer what I saw in Pennsylvania.
No, I asked a simple question about massive fraud.
I can only tell you what I saw in Pennsylvania.
I know you want to answer a different question, but my question is, can you tell us whether there was massive fraud affecting the results of the 2020 election, yes or no? Was there or was there not?
I can tell you what I saw when I went as an advocate to the campaign.
That's not my question. So you can't answer that question. You can't speak that even easy truth to us, let alone to the president. So let me ask you a different question. It will also be important that you give good advice to the president. Are you prepared to advise the president not to pardon people who beat police officers?
Senator, as I said, the pardons are at the direction of the president. We will look and we will advise. I will look at every case on a case.
so
Let me finish. On a case-by-case basis.
Okay, good.
And I abhor violence to police officers.
Follow up with that. So will it be your advice to the President, Mr. President, I know you said you want to issue hundreds of pardons on day one. Will it be your advice to the President? No, Mr. President, I need to go over them on a case-by-case basis. Do not issue blanket pardons. Will that be your advice to the President?
Senator, I have not looked at any of those files. If confirmed, I will look at the files
And
for
will
the
you be able to
pardons, as well
will
as
you
the
be able to
ongoing
review
investigation.
hundreds of cases on day one?
I will look at every file I am
Of course
asked
you
to
won't.
look
So
at.
will you advise the
Hey,
President?
can I
will
answer
you-
the question?
Well, my question
I
is-
would have plenty of staff. You said, of course you want.
You'll be able to review
Listen, I'm
hundreds
not
of
going to
cases on the first day?
mislead this body nor you.
All right, let me ask another question. You don't want to answer that. Let me ask
You were
another question.
censured by
You will-
Congress.
Alright folks, welcome back to Jace Manhwa. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss when we break down the truth the mainstream refuses to touch. I just watched a jaw-dropping Senate hearing where a nominee for Attorney General, Bondi, was grilled, and what I saw should set off alarms for every freedom-loving American. The left likes to claim they care about democracy and rule of law, but the Supreme Court just affirmed something crucial in Trump versus United States. The president has constitutional immunity within core duties. That's not some loophole, it's foundational. The president must be able to execute laws without being paralyzed by political witch hunts. But the way the left is spinning it, you'd think the court handed out a license to kill. That's nonsense. The senator questioning Bondi wasn't seeking truth. He was trying to force her to parrot their narrative. He demanded she promise to investigate Trump's enemies like Jack Smith and Liz Cheney just because the current president wants it. She rightly pushed back, saying you need facts and evidence, not political orders. That's exactly what an attorney general should do, follow evidence, not partisan tantrums. But then it got even more revealing. He tried to trap her into saying Trump lost the 2020 election and that there was no massive fraud. Notice how they never allow nuance, never allow questions, just blind obedience. Millions of Americans saw irregularities, but the left wants to erase that skepticism and punish anyone who dares mention it. Bondi refusing to be bullied into a political statement? That's courage, not cowardice. And here's the kicker. He wanted her to promise not to allow pardons for January 6 defendants who fought with police. So now Congress wants to dictate presidential pardons too? That power belongs solely to the executive. Period. The president doesn't need pre-approval from partisan senators. This whole hearing was a setup to smear anyone who won't swear loyalty to the left's narrative. They don't want an independent attorney general, they want a political enforcer. And if you don't say what they want to hear, they'll call you unfit. That's the real threat to democracy. We need leaders with backbone who follow the Constitution, not mob politics. Bondi showed she won't be bullied, and frankly, we need more of that in Washington. If the left fears an attorney general who puts law over politics, that tells you everything. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and never let them shame you into silence. If you value truth and American liberty, like this video and subscribe to Jace Manhwa. We're just getting started.